Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. For those of you that are new around here, my name is Hannah and I'm an author from the southeast of England. Today's video I thought would be quite interesting to have a bit of a look back. So this month, or the end of this month, marks 3 months since I self-published my first novel. It's number 47, it's available on Amazon, not self-plug. This is actually the proof copy, so it's the first copy I ever had of the book. It's really battered and it has notes written in it and it's got the really annoying band running around the top of it. But it's got the most sentimental value in a way because it's the first one that I held. It's also the one that I take to any events, so if I ever go to any events and I do any readings, I always take this one, which probably looks quite unprofessional because of the banner, but I don't care because it does feel like the most sentimental one and it's got the most value to me. So yeah, here's the first copy. So it's been 3 months since I self-published through Amazon. I thought it'd be really interesting to just have a quick look back and see what I've learned and see what I will do differently for my next book. As obviously mentioned already, I published through Amazon. I found the whole process really quite simple. I probably found it more simple because I had people that I could ask about it. So as I've mentioned before, my cousin Sean Stone, he is a urban fantasy author. And he's published so many books, it's insane, through Amazon, so he was really good to have on hand. I could just basically badger him whenever I wanted. He was super helpful and I learnt a lot from him, so that made the whole process a lot easier. Cover design wise, went through Fiverr. I think the cover's wicked, actually. I was really, really happy with it and I would definitely recommend, if you're in the market for a cover designer, but you're a little bit tight on cash, let me know and I'll send you the link to the one I use. Unfortunately, the lady doesn't have social media, or else I would link it. But yeah, let me know if you want the details and I can send them to you, because she did an amazing job. And I hardly needed to make any tweaks at all. It was pretty much just bang on exactly what I wanted first time, so amazing experience with her and I will definitely use her again. So the main things I think I learned from self-publishing number 47, the earliest things I learned was probably the importance of planning. I know lots of people out there probably are pantsers, so people that write by the seat of their pants, so kind of just take an idea and then run with it and go wherever it takes them. I was definitely one of those people when I first wrote number 47. I didn't have a plan at all. I've mentioned before that I pretty much just saw a lady in a cafe. She was acting a little bit weird and a little bit shady, kept like checking over her shoulder and lining everything up on the table in weird ways. So I pretty much just kind of watched her in a not so creepy a way, I suppose. She became my main character, or she definitely influenced my main character. And I, in a way, almost just kind of imagined what she would do in all of these situations. I was putting her in and then wrote them down. It was that simple. I didn't have a plan. I did know what the ending was going to be, so I knew the ending. I just had no idea how I was going to get there. So rather than like having a nice smooth planned journey to my ending, it was all over the place. I think when I was first writing it, I didn't think it was a problem. I was quite happy to just wing it. There was a couple of times when I got a bit of writer's block, but there was nothing major, so I didn't think it was an issue really. Always people out there saying like, oh, definitely use beat sheets and read Save the Cat, and at the time I was like, nah, I know what I'm doing, it's fine. And then it came to the first edit. Oh, that was a real slog, getting it out of the box. This is my literal box. This is the box where my drafts live. I put it in there for about 6 weeks and then came back to it, and it was so hard to edit because there was really no direction to it. The pacing was kind of all over the place. Some things were happening in the wrong places. I'd done really silly things like changed the weather in a day, but like not how the UK changes weather in a day, because obviously we have like sunshine and hail in the same day. But I'd say like, you know, so-and-so character was outside and it was sunny, and then literally on the next page it was like, and the rain came down. There was just no continuity, and that was completely my fault. I definitely learnt the importance of planning. Planning makes editing easier, it makes pacing so much easier, and then when you do hit the dreaded writer's block, you know your plan, so you can just X out that section and just move on to the next bit and write that, so that it might be that bit that you're stuck on rather than writer's block just kind of blocking the whole thing out entirely, which is what happened to me in number 47. So yes, lesson 1, plan more. Lesson 2, I think, probably centres around beta readers for me. So I did go through a beta reading process. I had about 12, I think, 12 beta readers. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think it was 12. And a lot of them were my friends and family. And that was lovely. Friends and family are obviously your biggest support group and your biggest fans. They always will be. And that's amazing. And it's so nice to feel that they are around you through the whole process. However, getting genuine critical feedback from your mother or from your friends and family is really, really hard. It's really hard to. Sometimes they do give that feedback, but then it's padded out with so many niceties because they are your friends, that it's kind of hard to get to the core of that feedback. So I would recommend still maybe having some of your friends and family read it, because it's really nice to bring them on the journey with you, and to build that support network around you whilst you're writing. But maybe just get some people that you don't know. So they're really good to meet through Facebook, through YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Grab some beta readers. Authors tend to help each other out. I've done some beta reading for some people that I've never met before. And it's much easier because you're not, without sounding awful, you're not invested in what they've written in the same way that they are or that their friends and family are. So you've got that distance between you, your relationship to the author, and then what they've written. So you can just be so much more honest and more constructive. I missed that, I think, for a lot of number 47. Something else I learned through the beta reading process, actually, is when to take feedback. So the thing about feedback is that a lot of it is great, and a lot of it's really good to develop you and your product and your book, your story, whatever. But there are two parts to it. So you've got the person that gives the feedback, and then you need the person on the other end to receive it. You can receive it and take it on board without actually changing anything. So there was only really one time, I think I received some feedback about number 47 that basically said, where are the rest of the characters? Why have you only set it in one room? I want to see more of a setting. I want to see more of the location it's in. I want to know where it is. And actually, everything they were picking up on was deliberate on my part. So whilst I understood where they were coming from, I think I more learned to appreciate that not everyone is my target. Those things that they were talking about were very deliberate. So yes, it's basically set in one room. There are a couple of other rooms, but it is mostly set in one room. There are two main characters. It's meant to feel claustrophobic. It's meant to feel like you're boxed in, hence the rusty old wooden door. Yeah, it's not meant to feel comfortable or homely, and all of those things kind of in my opinion, lent to it feeling that way. So that was one time that I received that feedback, and I said I appreciated it because I did, only I realistically did nothing with it. I decided that actually that was a really conscious decision on my part, so that's where that feedback ended, really. But it's really important to remember that about feedback, because I think if you get that kind of, if I received that feedback from every single one of the beta readers and none of them really got it, and the idea of the claustrophobia and the being boxed in didn't land with any of them, then I would have revisited it. I probably would have started again. But where it was only one person, and it was a bit of a fleeting comment, it wasn't like the core of their feedback, I did decide that on that occasion I wasn't going to take it. And that's a really important thing to learn, in my opinion. So I think the biggest learning curve for me, out of everything, has been marketing. Learning to market yourself is a really bizarre experience. Learning to put yourself out there is quite strange. If anyone would have said to me 3 months ago that you'd be starting a YouTube channel, I'd have laughed and said no, I don't want to do that. But actually, once you start doing it and you start breaking down that wall and that kind of initial fear of doing something, it's fine. And you learn an awful lot and you meet lots of new people. And for me, YouTube is all about learning. Marketing in general, I think the main thing I've learned overall is to just try stuff. A lot of it doesn't work, but the key is to try it and then analyse why maybe it didn't work. So I did some reasonably random stuff. I think the most random thing I did was cut a few of these up to London and dump them in the tube in the hopes that some people would pick them up and then tweet me or Instagram me or whatever. And let me know that they'd found them. I did not receive any kickback from that at all. It was a nice day out, but yeah, it didn't really work. But if I was to do it again, there are things that I would try that would be different. So obviously the issue with putting things on the tube is that actually people generally mistrust stuff that's been dumped on public transport. So maybe it's not the best place to put it. Also, I had a slip on the inside of the book that said, "Oh, you found me, I'm free, take me home," and then tweet the author. Whereas actually there are companies in London who do this as their sole thing that you can get involved with, and they give you this massive sticker that says like, "Take me home, I'm free, tweet me," and whatever. So that would have been better. So if I'm to do it again, that's what I would do. That's the road I'd go down. Something else I've learned for number 47, other marketing things I tried, was the launch event. So I kind of had the fleeting idea that I would do a launch event, and then kind of clammed up almost immediately. I was like, oh no, you've kind of already got to be a little bit successful to do that, because you need to draw a crowd. And it's just that initial fear, I think, isn't it? Just that like fear of it failing that stops you doing it. But it's really important to just give it a go. And I did give it a go, and actually it went really, really well. I had about 60 sales that day, which I thought was really good. In the grand scheme of things, it's probably not, but I was really proud of it, and I really enjoyed the day. Got lots of good feedback. So I think, my advice to anyone that's just self-published, if you want to try these things at marketing, just give them a go, because the worst thing that can happen is they don't work, but you still learn stuff. So things like social media advertising, advertising on Facebook, often it doesn't work. I don't find that you get a lot of kickback from it, but you do learn quite a lot about your audience. So I've learned that the majority of people that buy number 47 are women, which I guess I kind of knew when I was writing it. I kind of did have quite a clear image of who I was writing it for, but I didn't know it would be that clear cut. So 80%, 8 out of 10 people that read number 47 are women. So I found that quite interesting. So you do learn a lot of stuff, and it's really good to kind of take forward for future attempts at marketing. I think I view everything as a test. So I just have a bit of money put aside where I can just kind of play around with it and just have a go at advertising. And I think you do get better at it as it goes on. It's just really important to keep plugging and keep having a go at it. So those are the main things I've learned, I think, since publishing number 47. I might actually do like an entire video on marketing, because I did so much research into marketing, but that will make this video really, really long, so I'm not going to keep rambling on. But if you would like a copy of number 47, I'll leave the link to purchase it below. It's still available on Amazon, and it is actually free if you have Kindle Unlimited. So give it a read. Definitely leave me a review. There's something we definitely need as authors. Reviews are just worth so much, worth the weight in gold, essentially. That was my experience with number 47. I hope you found this video useful. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, I'll be back next week with another video. Thanks, bye.